Hello, my friends. In today's stream, I'm going to focus on an algorithm that will translate a string between kebab-case and camelCase. That's what kebab-case and camelCase looks like. And I'm just going to explore various algorithms you could use to convert between these two. So starting with kebab to camelCase, I'm going to start out with what I think of as the brute force method, which is essentially going to be looking at each character in the string one by one and building the new string. So this code so far, I've introduced a variable called capitalize, which is going to get triggered when it comes across a dash. So when C is equal to a dash, the code sets capitalize to true. And then it continues, meaning go to the next character in the string. If capitalize to uppercase. After a dash, when we're converting this into camelCase, we're going to not put in the dash, but the character immediately after that is going to be capitalized. So we use JavaScript's built-in string method to uppercase. And we'll set that to false. And if that's not the case, then we're just adding C to the output string. And after all of that, we're going to return the output string. And let's see, I'm going to call this 1 because we're going to do this several times. Foo, bar, baz. Let's see if I did it right. Yeah, there it is. Awesome. Like I said, I think of this as the brute force approach because it is using a loop that goes through every single character in the string. There are many better ways to do this, so let's look at another one. Let's say now we're going to make a second one. And again, actually, kebab-case is the simplest. And here is maybe what somebody with a little more practice might do. Will first of all split the kebab string using the string split method, which will return an array. So I'm going to call this array parts. Now I'm also going to need, in this case, to convert strings to what I would call titleCase. In other words, the initial character is uppercase and the remaining ones are lowercase. titleCase. We'll call it text. Let's see. The first character, and then we're going to again call to uppercase. And just in case the rest of it is in mixed case or uppercase, we want to make it all, the rest of it, in lowercase. We're going to call substring starting with the second character, and we're going to call to lowercase. Okay, good. Now that I have the parts array, I'm going to separate them out into the first part and all of the other parts. So I can go ahead, I'll just do that right here. Instead of calling this whole thing parts, I'll just call the first one, I'll call it the head, and then the rest I'm going to call the body. Now, there's kind of a neat thing happening right here, which is array destructuring. So in this syntax where I'm assigning an array value to this thing where I have the opening square bracket, head, comma, dot, 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 body, closing square bracket. And what this is going to do is it's going to take that array in, and it's going to assign the first item in the array to the constant head. And it's going to take all of the other leftover items in the array, and it's going to assign them to the constant body. So body is going to be an array and head is going to be just a single string. And now this is going to get a little bit long. Well, let's see. Do I want to do it in one line or several lines? I'll just go ahead and do it the way that seems simplest, but it's going to be a lot on one line, but that's okay. So when we're converting from kebab-case to camelCase, the kebab-case string is treated as though, or is turned into all lowercase. So none of the capitalization in a kebab-case string is saved. So that's why I have on this first string head, I'm calling toLowerCase. And now we have body, this array. And what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to map over it. And I'm going to, for each element in that array, I'm going to call, or I'm going to use the titleCase function that we created up above there. And so I have this array of strings. It's going to create a new array where each string is in titleCase. And then I'm going to join the array items with an empty string, like that. And that's that. And so now let's try it out. K2C2 foo -var -baz run. Ah, good. There it is. It worked again, just the way I wanted. Awesome.